Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Adventurers Pack and our first ever episode of The Gauntlet, the brand new show coming to you that, we've been working on this for a little bit, and we're really excited to be bringing it to you. Joining me at the table today, we have Josh.
Hello, everybody.
We have RJ.
Hey, happy Friday.
We have James.
Greetings.
And we have Emmy.
Hello!
I am Scott, and I'm going to be the GM for today. So let's tell you really quick what the Gauntlet is. The Gauntlet, these fine folk here are going to be creating they have created a adventuring party, and we are going to go through the monster manual, challenge rating by challenge rating, and see just how far they can get. Warnings, there will be blood, and there will be death. The game will not end until they have reached what is called a sanctuary, where they may take a rest, or until the entire party is killed. Here at the Gauntlet, you, as the audience, are going to be able to help the party out. At the moment, our manner of audience help and participation is by our follower count. So at 25 followers, you are going to give the group an additional sanctuary where they are going to be able to rest. The party is not going to be able to recover in between these fights. The sanctuaries are going to be the only place where they are able to do so. And the first sanctuary will come at the end of a whole list of the challenge rating. However, party, it is my pleasure to announce to you that we not only have we met, but we have surpassed the 25 follower mark. So I'm pleased to let you know that you will be getting a sanctuary halfway through the challenge rating 0 monsters.
That was quick. Thank you, everybody.
Thank
love
you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Our next goal is going to be at 50 followers. Once we've achieved 50 followers, the audience is going to be able to directly influence how well the four of you can do. So for all of you watching, thank you so much for being a part of the Gauntlet. If you haven't already followed us, please go ahead and hit that follow button. And if you would like to help get the party to a better, more powerful place, let's share this with friends and get us to 50 followers. Before we get going into the game and before we introduce the characters that will be at the table today, I am proud to also announce that we have a sponsor for our very first episode. Our sponsor is Lachlan's Loot Library. They are a creator of fine dice, well, not just dice, character storage. The item that we have here is the Character Chronicle. It is very difficult to see on this camera that I have, but it is a lovely wooden book that, when opened, has everything you need on the inside to hold your dice, your pencils, your character, and on the other cover, you have a lovely dice tray. Lachlan's Loot Library specializes in making luxury gaming accessories, and this is their first flagship item. Now, the reason that I'm showing this one off is we will be giving this away to one of our viewers at the end of this stream. So we will be having a giveaway. Unfortunately, we are only able to give away to people who are living in the continental United States. So stick around for the first sanctuary that our players will hit. I'll be giving you a code word for you to put into the stream, and we will give this away to one lucky viewer at the end of the stream. So I believe, with that being said, it's about time to get on into it. So, party, let me bring up other things that we have. We are going to be running our game through Roll20, a fantastic app for playing tabletop in these situations that we're in right now. So, let's start the Gauntlet. Oh. Ooh. And of course, the wrong music is playing to start with. Haha. Here we go.
We don't need music, we need our fists.
So, party, I would like to invite you to the first of your sanctuaries. You will note in the far back there's a lovely fireplace. that is creating a nice warm casting throughout the environment. You will see the 4 cots that you will respawn upon once the party has died. In the center of the sanctuary, you see that there is a chest. This chest is currently locked. Surrounding the chest, you see 3 gems anchored into the ground. These are your soul shards. Soul shards, ladies and gentlemen, are an item that the players have access to at any time. As I said in the rules of the Gauntlet, the game goes until the party dies. Upon dying, they will be receiving all experience that they gained from any monsters that they defeated. They will then be able to level up, become stronger, and try and go farther in the Gauntlet. However, if at any point you all decide that one of the characters that you are playing just does not meet the requirements that you need to retire a character and bring a new class and race into the Gauntlet, you may use one of these 3 soul shards. Your body will be lost, but your soul will be reincarnated into another being. You only have 3. Use them wisely.
Ooh.
Let's go ahead and bring our first character onto the battle mat. Let me see here. Let's pull down. Oh, am I not able to suddenly? There we go. We have Fess. Fess, would you like to introduce yourself?
Entering the arena is a slight, pale human with long, dark hair, but don't let her build fool you. This rough and tumble customer from the wrong side of town is no joke, and she's ready to fight, if you can hit her. She's known as the Shield of Kalimvor. Let's have a hearty cheer for Fess!
All right!
Blew out my microphone, I'm sure.
Next up, bringing onto the map. Actually, you know what? Let's have you guys drag yourselves onto the map because I am having so much happening on my screen right here. Vom, do you want to drag your character onto the screen?
Where am I?
It should be in your journal.
Where am I? Who am I?
Not at the moment, no.
Oh, goodness. Let me go ahead and just grab the asset for you then.
I don't know what happened there.
Oh my goodness gracious. It appears as though all of my assets are currently gone.
Oh no.
Guys, we hit our first TPK and we haven't
Technical
even gotten into
difficulties.
the arena.
Don't even get to see a monster.
Goodness gracious. Okay, well I believe that the rest of the assets, I should have access to them. Why in the world did this happen? Let me make sure that I am logged into the proper account. Yeah, I should be. Well, you know what? I believe I should be able to access them on the audience's view. So the audience is going to get a chance to view all of this behind the scenes. No, none of that is showing up. Well, for now, I believe we'll have to use a stand-in for Vaughn.
Hang on, I found myself.
Oh, hey!
There we are. There we go. So, then my name is Vom Stigabashi, and I, as you can probably tell from my green skin and my prominent tusks, am an orc, and orcs is best. I'm here to spill blood as a cleric of war in the name of Groomsh the One-Eyed. Yeah, let's have some fun.
Excellent. And let's go ahead and get Lontil onto the battlefield.
have to ask the same assistance
All right.
for my character
And
asset.
I think until we find you, I'm going to use a very a stand-in that I think should work for now. Here we go.
All right. A 6 foot tall, rust and mud colored, scaly bipedal lizard slinks onto the floor. Montiel, the snapping vine, has trained long and hard to prepare for this gauntlet of monsters. A bodice of black leather and cloth cover her svelte, slithering form. A 3-foot tail extends out the back, slipping and switching ever so. She carries a spear almost as tall as her, and strapped to her back is a wooden shield of elder wood, painted deep black and green, resembling the colors and the sigil of her Ravnica guild, the Golgari swarm. Her long gray tongue flicks in and out of her narrow pointed maw. She carries almost as many blades as she has teeth. She's ready for blood and sand.
And I believe that then leaves us with Crom.
All right. A brutish half-orc steps out into the arena. His mostly bare chest is bound tightly in leather straps, affixing various weapons and tools to his person. Despite the great axe on his back, the flail and battle axe on his hips, the hand axes strapped across his chest, and the bundle of javelins slung over his shoulder, bouncing precariously across a metal shield. He moves swiftly and unencumbered, clearly quite used to carrying such a massive loadout. He looks up towards the crowd and raises his arms, muscles rippling as he shouts, "You may know me as Crom, or, to my friends, from the Crusher. And if you don't know me, well, actually that's kind of disappointing, but worry not, for once we conquer this gauntlet of heroes, there will not be a soul in this land who does not know the name of Crom the Crusher. Now, people tell me that I may not be the sharpest stick, but that's okay because I prefer bludgeoning weapons anyway."
Ha! It's a weapon pun.
All right. Are you all prepared for your first bit into the gauntlet? Once you leave this sanctuary, you cannot return until you come to the next or kill everything or die.
Let's crush.
Fuck roosh.
Now's a better time than ever.
Let's do this.
Righty.
All right.
Oh no. So many shrubberies.
Alrighty. So I'm going to go ahead and bring you all in from over here. And make sure that you all have control over the pieces. So once I bring you in, go ahead and double check for me that you are able to control.
Oh yes. I'm very speedy.
I don't see... there they are. There's my lovely svelte body.
Vom is fully in control of itself. This I cannot guarantee in future.
Okay.
I have my own feet, they walk my own path.
Now, just so you all know, to make sure that this goes fair and that we're not rolling constant dice, we are going to treat everyone's initiative, including the creatures that you will be fighting, as if you had rolled a 10. So, can I really quickly get everyone's initiatives?
Mine would be 11.
All right.
Mine would be 13. 13.
As is mine.
Right, so if you're treating everyone as if they rolled a 10, that would mean that mine's a 9.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Fess, you are up first. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and bring Lonti here towards the front. So every time we start, we'll always start within the first sections of the gate there. You have found yourselves in a green arena with a massive amounts of shrubs and shrubbery.
It's suspicious. I don't trust it.
Fess, you are up first.
I will walk cautiously into the arena and wait for whatever finds me here.
Okay.
Do I see an enemy?
Give me a perception check.
Something I'm amazing at. First roll of the gauntlet!
First roll!
It's a solid 11.
A solid 11. You notice a lot of
Mediocre.
shrubs and shrubbery.
My goodness. This arena is just a topiary. I thought this was going to be hard.
That is going to bring us to Crom, the Crusher.
Gosh. I don't see much to crush in here. Any ideas?
Find
No.
something, or something will find us.
All right, Crom decides to just push forward right through that bush in front of him.
Okay.
Just trampling right on through as far as I can get this way.
All right.
No regards for topiary.
We'll say that going through the shrubs is going to be difficult terrain, so you'll get half movement through that.
Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20. All right, so I can get. I'm gonna crush right through to there. Sorry guys, my token's a little hard to see. I am right in this center bush here where I'm pinging.
We can see you.
Okay.
Not hard to miss.
Anything else from you, sir?
And then I'm just going to take my great axe from my back and cleave through the bushes.
All right.
Just trying to clear as much open floor here as possible.
Any particular direction that you're cleaving?
Yeah, just right in front of me.
All right.
Northwards.
Where do you cleave?
Give me just a really quick. You don't have to roll an attack. Go ahead and roll damage for me.
Okay. Let's see. That is a 7 plus 6 is a math 13.
13. Okay.
Yeah, Rom's specialty is not math.
The bushes directly in front of you just get shattered to leaves.
Are you not entertained?
Puny bushes.
Anything else from you, Crom?
That'll do it.
All right. That is then going to bring us to Lontil.
All right. Seeing as my colleagues have started scouting the territory, I'm going to take a westerly route. I'm going to drop down on all fours and crawl just above the grass surface here to my left. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet there.
All right. Now to go through so anytime anyone goes through the shrubs, that will be difficult terrain, just to make sure you know.
Sure. And then not quite sure. I'm going to again look around at anything moved, anything hidden, trying to disguise itself or camouflage itself in these bushes or trees over in this corner here.
Give me a quick perception check.
All right. Rather good at this. That will be a soft 20.
Soft 20. Looking around, you see the bushes, and getting down on all fours, you're able to crawl underneath. And you see a few insects, maybe a very small, minuscule spider that's making a little web in there, but nothing out of the ordinary.
I'll flick out my tongue and eat it.
Okay, just...
First monster of the beast here.
And that's it. The door's open. You can move into the next room.
I'll pass my turn.
All right. Vom.
I was promised foes with which to whet my hammer, not this aggressive gardening. I'm going to walk frustratedly up to the bush and I'm going to hit it with my hammer.
All right, go ahead and roll damage.
Right. That will be 11.
11 points of damage as you crush into this this shrub here directly ahead of you. Doo-doo-doo. It too shatters to pieces. Well, in a very shrub-like way. All right. Anything else from you, sir?
I am going to see that that was effective, and I'm going to, because I am a war priest, attack with my bonus action and attack the other bush.
Okay. Attacking the other bush. Go ahead and roll some damage.
That will be 10.
10 points of damage. The bush just shatters into a collection of leaves going everywhere.
I am in the lead. This pleases Grumsh.
All right. As all this is happening, you notice a few of the shrubs begin to shake and bristle.
They have eyes. Googly eyes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the awakened shrub, the first monster in the monster manual of a challenge rating 0.
Our fearsome foe has appeared.
Crom, this awakened googly-eyed shrub directly to your left, attacks you with its a rake of its roots. And that's going to be a natural 1.
Yep, I will say that's definitely gonna miss. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's all that it's going to do. Then this one up here is going to 5, 10, is also going to attack you. And this time it is going to get its, as it is flanking you, it will be getting advantage. That's going to be a natural 20, however.
Oh, what?
The awakened shrub.
That is going to be 5 points of slashing damage as it just rakes across you.
Big 5, right? That's a third of my health right there.
The shrub got a natural 20. What can I say?
That's a mean little shrub.
And this one is going to 10, 15, 20 move here to attack you, Vom. And that is going to be a 20 to hit.
Yeah.
And that is going to be 1 point of slashing damage as it rakes across you.
A worthy foe, our battle shall be legendary.
Okay. And then this one is going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, and not do anything. Bringing us back to the top of the round. Fess!
I shall go forth and mightily smite a shrub. I'll go right here. Not very far. Just gingerly stroll over and smash it at it with my rapier.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an attack for me.
10?
Actually, a 10 hits.
Ha! By the grace of Helenbor, I have smashed to this thing.
Prune those bushes!
That's going to be 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage. Dang. Okay. Anything else from you?
Is it dead?
No, it's not.
Stupid hardy bush. That's what I got.
All right.
Yeah.
Moving down, Crom.
Well, I was hoping to hold off a little bit longer on this, but seeing as I got mauled so fearsomely by this puny bush, I, Crom the Crusher, would like to rage.
Right.
And now that I'm fucking mad, I'm going to crush the puny bush. The one that's just southeast of me.
Okay.
All right. That is a 23 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
Great. And that is 14 points of slashing damage with my great axe.
14 points of slashing damage as you cleave this bush in half. You have quite well trimmed the hedges, sir, and it falls to the ground.
And then I would like to turn to the bush right behind me and roar into its face. Roar!
And the bush just kind of.
And that'll do it. That's it.
Okay, Lontiel.
All right, time to be a gardener. I'm going to slink my way 5, 10, 15, 20 feet to this bush here.
All right.
And stab it with the spear.
Do it. Roll an attack for me.
That's going to be a 21 to hit.
Oh, you better believe it hits. Go ahead and roll a damage for me.
All right. That will be 4 points of damage.
4 points of damage is enough to finish off the one that Fest started. It falls to the ground, no longer moving. Its googly eyes plop, plop, falling off.
It has become a shrub once more.
Anything
This
else?
is the
End of
order
my
of
turn.
things.
All right. And that is then going to bring us to Vom.
Well, finally, Vom has been given the battle he was promised, and I swing my hammer overhead and try and crush the puny bush.
Go ahead and roll an attack for me. Vom was promised in a battle of bushes, huh?
24.
It hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Excellent. All right, that'll be 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, 9 points of bludgeoning damage. As you smash into this awakened shrub, most of its leaves just fall off of it. You're left with a single twig, the eyes, and maybe a couple of leaves on the top. It's not looking great.
I clutch my holy symbol of Groomshe, single eye, independent around my neck, and I just mutter to myself, praise be.
All right. It's the shrub's turn. The one that you just attacked, Vom, is going to attack you back, and that is going to be a 4 to hit.
That will not hit.
All right, and then this one is going to move over here and is going to come at you, Crom the Crusher, and that is going to be an 8 to hit.
That will not hit, puny bush.
Well, the bushes seem to have had a very nice opening volley, but they're diminishing in numbers. That is going to bring us back to the top round with Fess.
Okay, through the bushes is terrain, but I can still reach this bastard shrub. I'm going to stand here and stab the bastard shrub with my rapier. Does a 25 hit?
Yes.
That's going to be 5 damage.
5 points of damage. Alrighty. That is that's doing pretty rough. And I think now might be a good time to go ahead and let everyone know that 5 points of damage is exactly half of its health. So,
I'll just gently at the bush.
this is going to bring us to Crom.
You're gonna finger the bush? What?
Oh no.
Tickle the
It was
leaves.
a come on, but you know what, Crom? You are foul of mind and foul of body, sir.
Crom is but of simple mind, but likes to smash. So that's what Crom will do. Still raging, I will smash the bush. That is 17.
Yes, that hits.
Great. And that is 12 points of damage.
12 points as this shrub falls no longer awakened. Anything else from you, Crom?
Crum would now like to start making his way towards the next doors.
Okay.
So let's see. It's difficult terrain to get out of this bush.
Just to get into it.
Okay, so I'm gonna just make my way as far as I can towards the doors,
Okay.
and that'll do.
Alrighty. That is then going to bring us to Lonteal.
I got a sniff at the first one. I want to finish off the last one here. I'll make my way 5, 10, 15, 25, 30 feet there. And using my hungry jaws, as my lizard folk ancestors taught me, I'm going to make a bite attack at this tasty looking bush here.
You are flanking it, so you will have advantage.
Now remind me the rules of your advantage here. Is that 2d20 or is that in addition to my attack?
No, so for the gauntlet, we will be doing just on advantage, so you get to roll the d20 twice.
All right, thank you very much. Here we go. Looking pretty tasty. That will be an 11 to hit.
An 11 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
All right, so that is going to be 2 points of damage.
2 points of
On
damage.
that hit, I gain temporary hit points equal to my wisdom modifier, so I will gain 3 temporary hit points
Oh, wow, nice.
as I suck the sap from its bucky veins.
All right. Well, those two were enough to do it as the bush falls to the ground.
Your meal of salad has robbed Vom of a kill. This displeases Grumsh.
As the final creature falls, I'm going to go ahead and move you all to the gate, as the gate begins to open. And you are about to head in to the next room.
Do we have a moment before we move in?
You've got about 1 minute.
1 minute. I will reach out my hand to Crom the Crusher, who took quite a hit from that bush. And a little bit of light, gray light, will emanate from my fingers, and I will give you 5 hit points back.
Thank you, human. Much obliged.
Kellenvor wishes you alive this day.
I don't know who that is, but thank you.
He's
Anyway.
the best. We'll talk about it later.
Moving into the next room, you find yourselves in a more grassy planed area. I'm going to go ahead and put you all onto the field, make sure that you are able to control yourselves.
My feet are my own, and they walk their own path.
And just making sure we are nicely lined up. There we go. Okay.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Ready to rock and roll.
One moment while I get this situated. There we go. We've got a good framing. Okay. Once again, make sure that you are located within the first few sections of the map. So where you are always going to be able to start is within this field.
Thank you.
My feet stand where they wish.
Okay.
Your feet have minds of their own.
And
It's a meta. No.
around the tree in this field, you see 2 baboons.
Baboons?
Baboons.
No, kind and noble game master.
Mm-hmm.
My rage. Has that subsided?
I'm going to say that it has not.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I'm not going to be that mean to you guys.
So,
Bringing us to the top of a new round. This is going to be Fess.
Fess. Well, do the baboons look infuriated that we have invaded their arena?
They seem pretty outraged.
My outrage is matched. So I will go 5, 10. 30. And if anything enters my path, I shall make a mighty attempt of stabbing it.
Okay. Crom, anything from you?
Absolutely, Crom would like to rush forward, still in his fit of rage, exactly 30 feet towards that first baboon. Great axe still in hand, he raises it up over his head and... Oh, it's only an 8 to hit.
An 8 to hit. Unfortunately, that is not going to hit.
Crom is mightily disappointed. But that's his turn.
All right. That is then going to bring us to the baboons. The one that you have just attacked, Crom, is going to attempt to attack you back. And that's going to be a 3 to hit, so I'm going to go with that probably doesn't do it.
Definitely doesn't do it.
Let me see here. This one over here is going to come up here to attack you as well. And that is going to be a 9 to hit, which I'm guessing is also not going to do it.
Orc skin, pretty tough. Tough to hit.
All right. Well, that's it for the baboons. That is then going to bring us to Lontil.
I'm the only one who with 4 paws here should be crawling around. Take a dash to the northeast, as you might say. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Oh. Did we lose RJ?
Looks like.
Oh, all right. Let's see if we can't get him back here really quick.
He's entered hyperspace on my end.
There we go.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Aha.
Apologies.
No
I have
worries.
returned.
All right. So where is it you would like to go?
Let me get through these roll 20 notifications and all right. Okay, so my character should have moved to where I'd like it to go.
Perfect.
All right, and I'm going to hurl my spear at this baboon here.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that attack.
All right, this will be a ranged spear attack. This is going to be a 17 to hit.
That does hit. Go ahead and
All
roll
right.
damage.
I will. That will be 7 points of piercing damage.
7 points of piercing damage. Well, that is enough to take the baboon down.
All right. Way to go, my scaly friend.
Ugly little bugger. And then I'll finish my turn.
Okay. That is then going to bring us to Vom.
Right. See, that worked pretty well. Now I'm going to take my spear out, and I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and I'm also going to lob my spear at the other baboon and try and stick him.
Brilliant. Go ahead and roll that attack for me.
Natural 20.
Okay.
This arena is for not but amateurs.
Roll damage, but I can tell you it's not going to matter.
19.
Oh my
As
god.
that baboon drops to the ground, the familiar
Pin it to
sound,
the tree.
the familiar sound of the gates slowly opening on the far end. You've got about 1 minute before the next battlefield.
Let us rush this gate.
I'm going to go and
Somebody
retrieve
is having some fun. I am.
Glory waits on the other side.
For glory!
Whoosh!
Vom, what was that you were going to do?
I'll go retrieve my spear. I can't leave it in that baboon.
All right.
As will I.
There we go. Okay. As the next room opens up, you find yourselves in a lovely plain. There just seems to be a nice breeze flowing through, and although the music might make you feel otherwise, it is somewhat calming. That is until 2 mad-eyed badgers have appeared on the field.
They don't give a fuck.
Fess, you are going to be up first.
All right, let's go stab these here badgers then. They are in the way of my glory. I can indeed get to this one, can't I? 30. I shall stab at the badger.
You shall stab at the badger. Okay, go ahead and roll.
Righteously.
Righteously stab
righteousness.
at it.
You righteously stab this endangered forest animal.
Kellen Boy has very specific thoughts about this, okay? It's a 24.
A 24 to... Yeah, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
That's going to be 9 damage.
9 points of damage to the badger is enough to drop it. So coming into this field, you see this badger and you decide, well, it's got some pretty mad eyes, and you go up, and before it can say anything, just... All right. That's going to bring us to Crom.
This is going to be real weird until we hit monsters, isn't it?
Yes, I hope you all know that until you hit somewhere around midway through challenge rating 1/4, you're all going to be just the worst people ever. Crom, you're up. How would you like to murder this poor animal?
Hates rodents so much. So much. Crom would like to rush forward towards the last remaining badger, along the way dropping the great axe and pulling a javelin off his back from the bundle. And as he hits right about 30 feet of charging in, he lets the javelin fly.
Okay, go ahead and roll damage, or roll an attack for me. I'm being presumptuous, but like...
I'm no longer raging, by the way, because I didn't get hit or take damage or do damage on that last turn. So no rage here. But it's still a 24 to hit.
Yeah, that's gonna do it. Go ahead and roll damage.
We really did some overkill in this room here, friends.
And then that is... that's only 5 points of damage.
Only? Well, my gosh, that's still enough to cut the thing in half.
In case you weren't aware, we all live in Los Angeles, internet.
So it's loud outside.
I rolled a 1 on my damage die. That's how we do that.
For anyone who is interested, they bite. That's what they were going to try and do. So...
a dynamic attack, to be sure.
Turns out this wasn't even a room in the Gauntlet. We just went through the wrong door and just started murdering some forest animals.
Just some rodents hanging out.
The gates open again, and you have about 1 minute to go through. Anything else that you would like to do in that minute?
Crom would like to pick up his great axe and resheath the javelin.
Okay.
Just getting started.
I'll just clean my blade a little bit and try really hard to not look back and just go to the door.
I'm going to take some blood off the javelin and actually put it on my great axe. I'm a little embarrassed I didn't hit that bamboon.
So you now find yourselves in a darkened cave.
This is more like it.
This
is a suspicious environment.
There is just enough light to be able to see through holes in the ceiling, and in the far off corner to your right, you can see a pool of water gathering. There are pillars of stone that appear to have potentially be where stalactites and stalagmites have merged over the years. Can I get perception checks from everyone?
Is this water gathering in groups of 6 or less?
It appears to be adhering to proper social distancing norms.
That's an 18 perception from Montiel.
All right.
Once again, I see with an 11.
6.
Crom rolled a 10.
Okay. Well, these actually did not do very well at all. So you are able to see that there are some bats that are fluttering about by the by these pillars.
Are bats rodents or birds? I already
Both.
said I hate rodents.
They're both.
I hate
Fess,
birds too.
you are going to be bringing us to the top of the round.
Does the door across the way look locked?
All of the doors that you enter into are locked. And as soon as you enter into the cave, the door behind you closes.
Gods! Alright. There is no glory in killing bats, but we must do it for further glory. I will go 5, 10, 15, 25, 30, and stab at the bat.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an attack for me.
That is going to be a 17.
Lord, yes, it hits.
I assumed the bat would be harder to hit.
You know what? I don't even bother. It's got 1 health.
I dealt 11 damage to it. I overkilled it by a multiplier of 11.
Crom, you are up next, unless you would like to do anything else fast.
Nope.
Okay.
I have succeeded in the murder for this day.
You all will note, eventually when we get into the later entries into the monster manual, you're only going to be fighting one of them at a time. But I figured the only way that any of these challenge rating zeros would get any sort of attack on you is if I put more in there. So
far, the only thing that's hurt us is a bush.
yeah.
Because there were 4 of them.
Crom, you're up.
All right. Crom would like to move up 30 feet towards the bat here. But rather than action, Crom will sheath the great axe, pull out his shield and a javelin,
Okay.
and yell at the bats.
Okay, as you yell at the bat.
I hate rodents! And that's my turn.
Well, in response, this bat is going to skitter down and is going to attack you. I'm guessing a 3 doesn't hit.
Especially not with the shield.
Yeah, no. This one is going to do the same,
Prejudices are confirmed.
but this one on advantage does an 18 hit.
That's my armor class.
Okay, so it does. Look at that. I'm actually going to get to deal... Oh, I don't even roll for that. You take 1 point of piercing damage.
Ouch.
The bat does 1d1 damage.
No, it doesn't even do a D1. It just says 1. If you have resistance, I don't think it... It's like, oh no.
Half point of damage. Very noble.
That's going to bring us
don't
to
put that
Lonteal.
right now.
Seeing these furry flying rats buggering my friends, I'm going to move 5, 10, 15, 25, 30 feet here, and I'm going to pull a dagger from inside my leather bodice and chuck it at this and try and pin it to one of the stalactites.
Okay, go ahead and roll an attack for me.
That will be a soft 20 to hit.
A soft 20 hits, and as I said before, don't even bother. It dies.
And I'm going to pick it up and eat it.
All right, more sustenance. That'll then bring us to Vom.
Right. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20 feet. And then, in a brilliant display of marksmanship that will no doubt please my overlord and master Grooch, I'm going to chuck my spear at the bat.
Okay, go ahead.
Another natural 20.
One day, we're going to be fighting a dragon, and we will roll no natural 20s on that day.
It's true.
Oh, okay.
We've spent them all here on bats.
The next gate opens.
My faith is rewarded.
As the next gate opens,
Truly Grumschwops with you.
anything else you'd like to do in here? You have about a minute.
Keep them coming.
All right.
I will retrieve my spear and also eat
Yes. I retrieve mine.
Okay.
I can't judge that. We need protein.
I'll sheath my shield and pull the great axe back out.
Okay. you now find yourself in an underground cityscape. And ahead of you, you notice 2 doors that can be opened. And at this point, I would like to take a second and turn to our audience. Ladies and gentlemen, there are 2 potentials for the next arena in which our combatants will fight. And I am going to put it to you. Do you want them to have the easier room, or do you want them to have the harder room? Let me know in the Twitch chat, and we'll see what happens. So, with that, as you take this new room in, you see a small cat that is seated by the steps of one of these buildings that appears to just be kind of pruning itself, and it looks up at you and... let's see here.
Clearly this cat is a demon.
From 8 cats.
Fess,
In
you are...
addition to rodents and birds.
Does the cat look demonic?
It looks like a cat.
Truly, this is a demonic cat. I will go attack the cat. I hate this. I hate this.
I'm actually really glad I'm last in initiative. I don't want to hurt the cat.
I don't want to hurt the cat. I don't. I just want to walk past and I just want to get to actual monsters. $17.
So, yes, it hits. Go ahead and roll damage on this maybe or maybe not demonic cat.
6 damage.
6 damage as the cat is slain immediately after hissing at you.
I don't know what kind of emotional test you're trying to put me through, Kellenvor, but I would really like to kill monsters.
Where I come from, they say there's more than one way to kill a cat.
Having slain a cat,
Is that one way?
a commoner comes out from this building and
Oh
says,
no.
"Oh, excuse me, have you seen Ma?"
Oh no.
And with that,
Is a commoner Oh my god, commoner comes after cats.
commoner comes after cat. This commoner is going to come
hate
at
this.
you and attack you, Fess.
May the odds be ever in your favor.
Let's see, that is going to be a 5 to hit.
Oh, boy, no. I'm the shield of Kellenvor. 5 does not hit.
Okay. Well, upon that happening, the other 2 commoners, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. One is going to come here and is going to attack you. That's going to be 13 to hit.
A 13 does not hit the shield of Kellenvor.
And then this one, 10, 15, 20, is
May
going to
you
come
have-
here
May you have triple advantage,
to
sir.
attack you. And it's going to be a 12 to hit.
A 12 does not hit the shield of Kellenvor.
As these 3 commoners just come and mob you, you have your shield up and just hold them all off. That is then going to bring us to Crom.
This is the equivalent of kicking a chicken, isn't it?
Crom will rush forward towards the first commoner and raise his great axe over his head as he runs and bring it down hard.
Okay, go ahead and roll an attack for me.
That's a soft 20.
Yes, that'll hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
And that is Cox. That is 17 points of damage.
17
No,
points of
not 15 points of damage. I'm not raising. Only 15.
Oh no, only 15. He dies.
He's just a dude.
He's just a guy. Okay. That is then going to bring us to Lontiel.
All right. See a numerous number of foes harassing my friends, and I will advance forward 5, 10, 15, 25, 30 feet. And I'm going to, as a bonus action, cast Thorn Whip, targeting this commoner here.
Okay.
They need to make a dexterity save.
What is your spell save DC?
13.
13. That is going to be an 18.
All right.
So as the thorn whip goes out, the commoner sees it and is able to duck out of the way pretty quickly.
Nimble little guy. I will chuck a spear at him instead.
Now, was thorn whip a bonus action?
It's a cantrip, yes.
But cantrips aren't necessarily bonus actions.
Excuse me then. I'm new to this whole whip thing. Then I will end my turn after casting the thorn whip.
Okay. That is then going to bring us to Vom.
Right, this is much more like it. Got some puny humans to kill, so I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And I'm going to grasp my holy symbol and tell these fools to behold the power of the one-eyed god. And I cast Sacred Flame on this one. He needs to make a dexterity save.
That's going to be an 8.
He fails.
Okay, go ahead and roll damage for me.
He takes 3 points of radiant damage.
Oh, he is not looking great. All right, anything else from you, sir?
No.
That's going to bring us back to Fess.
The gentleman on the left will face the wrath of Kellamvor. An 11 hit?
Actually, yes, an 11 will hit.
Sir, you picked the wrong fight.
I mean, you did kill that cat.
It's 11 damage.
11 damage. He falls to the ground. Remember, these are all magically summoned constructs for the point of the gauntlet. They have no souls.
Oh, I thought that was us.
What do you say? This is not one of those Ender's Game situations.
Kellamvor would not test us with such evil.
This is going to bring us back to this commoner who's going to move down here and attempt to attack you, Crom.
Crom is not afraid.
That's a natural 20.
Okay.
But you should be.
It's going to be 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oof. All right.
Finally. Guys, I haven't hit you since the first room.
A shrub and a dude have punched us very hard.
All right. That is then going to bring us to Crom.
Well, Crom did not like that one bit, so he's going to pull his axe out of the commoner he just slain, and he's going to spin and swing at the one that just attacked me.
Okay, go ahead and roll damage or attack.
That's a 19.
19 will hit. He's got 1 health left. He's dead.
I'm gonna roll it anyway. That's okay. I didn't roll very good.
Well done, team.
Okay. Well, players, you have about a minute left to tidy things up in this room. The chat has spoken, and you are heading to the more dangerous of the arenas.
Why am I not surprised?
Thank you.
Point of order.
Thank you, kind audience.
Point of order, GM. I misread the Thorn Whip spell. It does not require a dexterity save. It is a spell attack. So,
Gotcha.
Next room, I will announce that correctly.
All right. Thank you for letting me know. All right.
Do these dead people have any stuff we can take?
Well, you've got about a minute. You can give me a really quick investigation check.
I will do so.
I would like to aid Vom in that endeavor, if you would allow, GM.
All right. Absolutely.
All right then. Okay. It's bad either way. It'll be a 9.
All right.
Crom also rolled a 9.
Well, the only thing they really seem to have on them are the clubs that they've been attacking you with. And as you pick it up, and it seems to be really cheaply made. As you look over it, there's a little stamp on the bottom that says "Property of the Gauntlet."
I'll keep my hammer and spear for the time being then.
All right, moving on.
We'll fall apart the first time you try to use it. Anyway.
As you step through the gate into the next room, you find yourselves splashing down, and you are now swimming in water.
Oh.
It's truly the more difficult room.
Yes. Any attacks that are made I believe. Let me make sure I get this correct.
The internet will tell you otherwise.
Yeah, they will. I believe unless you have a swim speed, attacks that you make are at disadvantage, and your speed is halved. So.
Oh, I don't really care about water or land. I'm just fine in the wet.
And as you come in, you see 3 crabs that are swimming through the water. As
This
Now that's more like it
It's
for a Friday
truly the
night.
most difficult.
Crab battle.
Crab battle. Crab battle.
So that is going to bring us, as always, to the top of the round with Fess.
Well, swim speed is halved, right?
Yes.
Great. So I will sluggishly, using my shield as a little bit of a swimmer, pull myself to here and hold my rapier up with attempts to smash the first crab that comes into my range.
Okay. That's then going to bring us to Crom.
Crom hates crabs, hates water. Crom does not like this gauntlet very much so far. Crom will use
Crab,
his
you're precious.
action and his dash to move 25 feet to the crab in front of him.
Okay. Anything else from you there?
Yes, Crom the Crusher would like to rage.
All
He
right.
hates crabs.
Lontil, you are actually up.
All right, diving into the water using her tail as a rudder, she will take her full swimming movement to the crab, the juicy-looking crustacean to the right. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet. And we'll make an attack with my dagger, looking to get that juicy meat in the middle.
Now, quick question. Do you have a swim speed?
Yes, I am a lizard folk.
Nice.
I have a walking speed of 30 feet and a swimming speed of 30 feet.
Fantastic. So go ahead and roll an attack for me, and your attack is normal.
All right. That will be a 7 to hit.
I believe, actually, a 7 is not going to hit.
Dancy little guys. All right. That will conclude my turn.
Okay. That is going to bring us to the crabs. The one that you have just attacked, Lontil, is going to attack you. That is going to be a 16 to hit.
Me armor class.
You're going to take 1 point of bludgeoning damage. The one in front of you, Crom, is going to
Crom
attack.
out of rage here.
Crom, the one in front of you, is going to attack you, and it's only for a 12, so that's not going to hit. However, this one is going to come swimming over here, and that's going to be an 11. So I'm thinking that also does not hit, which is going to bring us down to Vom.
Right, I'm gonna 5, 10, 15 feet, swim forward, and then cast Sacred Flame on this one. Needs to make a dexterity save.
All right. That is going to be a 9.
That fails.
Okay.
It takes 3 radiant damage.
It cooks in the water it is in.
Crab battle.
Top of the round, Fess.
Crab for dinner tonight, kids. Gonna stab at this with my rapier. That's going to be 23 to hit.
23 to hit. Roll damage.
It's going to be 5 damage.
5 points of damage. You get some lovely crab meat on the end of your rapier. You shall be eating well tonight.
This was the hard room.
That's going to bring us to... Unless anything else from you, Fess?
Nope.
Now, hold on. Was that attack at disadvantage?
Will a 21
Yes,
hit?
it'll hit. Okay, moving on to Long Teal.
All right. I'm gonna get you this time, you little one. Another attack with my dagger. That will be a 14 to hit.
Yeah, 14 hits. Roll damage.
All right. These little pointy D4s out of my bag. That is going to be 6 points of damage.
6 points of damage. That is enough to take it down.
Oh, I love me some blue crab.
Okay.
Surely this is victory.
Crab battle.
Next up, you have about a minute. However, at this point, I would like to take a moment. You are about halfway through to your first sanctuary. Meaning you get there, you never have to do any of these again.
Thank Kelivor.
You can do it, team.
So, as we are about halfway, turning to our audience, it's time to announce the code word for the giveaway. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to win... Oh, where'd I put the thing? Here we go. If you would like to win this wonderful Character Chronicle by Laughlin's Loot Library, go ahead and in the chat now, enter the code word LOOT. That is LOOT. Now, you must be within the continental US in order to win. And I believe those are the only stipulations. So, yeah, we can't ship outside. We can't ship outside. And that should be that. With our fantastic sponsor, I realized I also didn't let everyone know some of the most important stuff. For those of you outside of the US who might want to get a hand on these, or for anyone who might not win tonight, you can go ahead and check out Laughlin's Loot Library on Facebook, on Instagram, on all of the socials. He currently has a Kickstarter going on for these right now. It launched a couple of days ago. There will be a link in our chat for you to click on and check it out. So go ahead, head on over to Laughlin's Loot Library and stick around to the end of the episode to see who wins this wonderful character chronicle. With that, let's dive back in to the combat.
Literally.
No,
I
you
would
are,
like to.
mhm.
I would like to dive below the surface and swim around a little bit, looking for any goodies or treasures that might have floated to the bottom of this little pool here from any previous Gauntlet victims.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
They were a
Let's
sad
see.
adventure
Or give me a
indeed if they
perception
died
check.
from crabs.
Perception check. I like that better. That will be an 18.
An 18, looking around, the bottom of this ocean that you are in, you don't see the bottom.
Wonderful. I will swim to the other door.
Does that make you uncomfortable, Fess?
Yes. I don't like things I can't see. I don't trust them.
All right. Bringing us up to a room of rotted earth and murky ground. And you see sticking out of the ground... three severed hands that appear to just be... And upon you entering, they... and begin to crawl their way over to you. These are the crawling hands. And I believe, as always, with the highest dexterity of the group, Fess, you're going to be up first.
Undeath is a blight upon this earth! And I will head here and smash at this undead bastard.
Okay, go ahead and roll an attack roll for me.
That is the sound of my mighty smiting. Well, a 13 hit.
A 13 does hit. Go ahead and
Trumpets blare!
roll damage for me.
5 damage.
5 points of damage as this hand is skewered into the ground. It is now lifeless once again.
As it should be.
That will bring us to Crom.
Okay, just to be clear, I am still raging, correct? As long as I do damage this turn?
So I realized I'm giving you guys a minute at the end of each bit of combat to go through the gates. So
Yeah, that would kill my rage.
it would. So I'm actually going to give you guys an option now to decide what happens from here on into the future. Do you get enough time to take maybe a couple of actions in the last room that you were in, or do you move into the next room as if it is the next turn of combat?
Well, you know my answer.
Knowing this gauntlet better would perhaps give me more insight on how to answer. Is there a chance for goodies?
We will, well, the only goodies that you are going to get are from the audience. And that time will come again once we hit 50 followers. So once again, for all of you watching, thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't already followed the channel, please hit that follow button. As soon as we hit 50 followers, you as an audience are going to be able to make these players even more powerful. I promise, just because they're slaying everything in the challenge rating 0 category does not mean they're going to do so once we start getting into the harder levels. So, for now, for this current run of the Gauntlet, we are going to act as if you take a minute to do something, because we've already done that. So, unfortunately, you will no longer be raging.
Okay, totally fine. Crom would like to rush forward. Finally, something Crom does not hate. Crom finds these hands very intriguing. He would like to rush forward towards this hand here.
Okay.
And great axe it.
Okay, go ahead and roll an attack for me.
That's a 16 to hit.
That'll hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
That's a 12 points of damage.
12 points of damage as that hand is crushed into the ground. Anything else from you, Crom?
That'll do it.
Okay. That will then bring us to the hands themselves. Well, the hand itself, as it is going to crawl over here and give you an attack, Crom. 14 to hit.
Does not hit.
All right, well, that's its turn. Good lord, guys. That's going to bring us to Lantil.
All right. Seeing as my large Titanic friend behind me is always last, I would like to move 5 feet this direction, turn to Vom, and say, I believe you have the way, and end my turn.
Okay. And that will then bring us to Vom.
Grimsh does not care for politeness and social graces. It shows weakness. But I will say thank you anyway. Step forward 10 feet, and I'm going to cast Sacred Flame. The hand needs to make a dexterity save.
Okay. The hand makes a dexterity save of 9.
Fails.
Go ahead and roll that damage.
Takes 6 radiant damage.
Oh, boy. That is enough to do it. As the next gate opens, ladies and gentlemen, take your time, and that time being 1 minute. You enter into the next... Hold on.
Crom picks up the hand from the ground and tries to puppeteer it a little bit.
That's actually quite funny.
Undeath is never hilarious, and Fest just keeps walking.
You find yourselves in a field of lush grass, and off to the side, you see... Whoop. Apparently unclickable by me. Oh, they're already there. 3 deer that are just grazing, and they look up to you as you enter.
A, C, E, D. Did we skip E? No. Wait. I'm confused. D?
Yep.
D. Okay.
D.
Good.
Cat, salamanders, crabs, here.
Who cares? They're things to kill.
And here's the thing. They move first.
Ooh.
I'm
never
offended.
happened.
I'm offended. Nothing should be faster than me.
This one is going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Get right behind into the meat of you.
It's the fastest deer.
We just walk into a room and get assaulted by deer.
The way they just ran. supersonic flash deer, just like a giant streak.
Fest, that's going to be a 20 to hit.
God.
A 20
And
does
you
hit the
fucking
shield of
flame run like
Celeborn,
this.
yes.
And that'll be 1 point of piercing
Okay.
damage. As the next
Okay.
one shoo, comes over and attacks you as well. That is also going to be a 20 to hit.
A 20 just hits the shield of Celeborn.
That is going to be an additional 3 points of piercing damage as it reams into you with its antlers. And this last one is going to zoom over to you. That's going to be a natural 20 to hit.
If I am killed by deer,
The battle of the rocket deer.
And that's only going to be 2 points of piercing damage. It rolled a 1. The most damage that has been dealt by everything collected in one room. Wow.
Go, chat. We need your help.
You guys have found the
We need
soft level
followers.
cap.
you guys, we need followers. We really need some followers. Oh my god. Oh.
Fest,
I'm
that's going to bring
dizzy.
us to your turn.
What did Kellenborn ever do to offend the deer of this woods? I'm gonna stab it.
You know the movie Bambi? Yeah, that was him.
I'm gonna stab at this here, gentle.
Okay,
Gentle deer.
go
Not
ahead.
so gentle deer.
Go ahead and roll an attack for me.
My dice are bouncing. That's going to be 23.
Yeah, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage to the deer.
8 damage.
8 damage. All right, sorry. Which one was that again?
That one.
All right, it goes
Northern.
down.
Timber!
That is going to bring us to Crom.
Crumb. Did Crumb mention he hates deer? Crumb would like to move around and flank the deer with Fess.
Okay.
He didn't mention it, but I did
As
suspect.
you move around that area, the deer in the back corner takes an attack of opportunity against you.
Fast rocket deer.
A 19 to hit.
Wow! Vicious deer. What the hell?
That's going to be 2 points of piercing damage.
Oh,
What have I done to deserve this?
that's my deer.
Our
All
first
right.
PPK is at deer. Guys, we cannot fail here, or we must do this all again.
D for deer, deer for death.
That's deer. Well, all right. So I'm flanking.
Yes.
At advantage, I would like to attack this deer.
Go ahead.
And that is a 23 to hit.
A 23 to hit does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
And that is 10 points of
10
damage.
points of damage is enough to down the deer. Oh, that's going to bring us to Lonteal.
I would like to sneakily move up behind this deer here. Ooh, what's going on?
I think you're drawing.
Ah, that's not what I want to do. I want to move my
There's no
dude.
logical line upon the
There
arena.
we are. And I will stab with the spear.
All right, go ahead and roll an attack.
That will be it's cocked. That will be a 21 to hit.
That does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
All right,
Finally.
let's roll. Ooh, off the board. 4 points of piercing damage.
4 points of piercing damage is just enough to down the deer.
You want some venison?
All right, you have a minute. Anything you're gonna do? Do it now.
I'm going to take a bite out of one of the deer.
I have no further healing.
Crumb licks one of the bite marks from the deer and says, Crumb will be fine for now.
I'd like to attempt to harvest a set of antlers from the largest deer that attacked my friend.
I'm going to say that's going to take longer than a minute.
All right, I cannot do it then.
Okay. So, moving into the next room. Let me pull up. Da, da, da. You find yourselves in a grassy plain, as if atop the side of the edge of a mountain. Even though you are still underground, the light creates this illusion as a soft breeze blows through. Looking over, you see an eagle soaring towards you.
Oh, how majestic.
It is currently 60 feet in the air. Fess, you are up first.
This leaves me very few options, Eagle. I will wait for it to attempt to dive bomb my head, inevitably, and then I shall stab it righteously.
Okay. That will then bring us to Crom.
Okay, Crom already said he hates birds. Crom would like to sheath his great axe, or actually just throw the great axe on the ground and pull out a javelin. And we'll move up about 20 feet, 25 feet, putting the eagle within throwing range.
All right.
And I will attempt to throw the javelin.
All right, go ahead and roll that attack for me.
That's a 15 to hit.
15 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
That is 5 points of damage.
5
Piercing.
points of piercing damage is enough to down the eagle. You guys, I would just like to remind you, we are attempting to create a form of entertainment.
It's not our fault the monsters don't hit.
Who's idea?
I say bleeding from the side by a deer.
Like watching somebody like run forward and lob a javelin at an eagle is pretty.
I'd be impressed.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next door opens.
I pick up my javelin and resheath it, and my great axe.
How hurt are Fess and Crom looking?
I look a little beat up, but I can still walk.
Crom's pretty bloody, but don't worry about me.
I'm about half bloody.
Right.
I'm a lot more than half.
Okay, well, in that case, then, I'm going to expend a spell, and I'm going to cast Healing Word on Crom. And, Crom, you regain... oh, excellent, that's the maximum. You regain 7 hit points.
Okay.
Beautiful. Thank you, my Orcus friend.
Orc bro out.
Well, you know, I mean, like, got to help out the half-breeds, haven't you?
In orc, I'll say, I suppose. And keep walking.
Moving into...
Ricola raises an eyebrow, surprised.
You find yourselves, again,
Orc.
in a swampier room. And up ahead, you see...
What supernaturally fast am
4
I now?
frogs.
Oh god. No googly eyes on these ones.
No googly eyes on these ones, just bulging bellies. And you know what? As per usual, Fess, you are up first.
Best before frogs.
On a t-shirt.
I shall stab righteously at the frog.
Stabbing righteously at the frog. Go ahead and roll an attack for me. As it looks up at you and just...
10.
10 does not hit the frog.
I fail to righteously
You
stab
go up
this
and
frog.
you stab at it with your rapier and it just... Bringing us to Crom.
Crom will stomp up to the frog. This frog. And Crom would like to attempt to reach down and grapple the frog.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an athletics check.
I'm pretty good at this. That is a 19.
A 19? Yeah, so you rush up to this frog, and it looks up to you, and you just grab it. So you suddenly have it, and it just looks at you going,
That is my action, correct?
yep, that's your action.
And
Which
that's
is
my turn.
Lone Teal.
Oh, I've always. The noise just gets to my ears. I'm going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And I will attempt to stab it with my spear.
The one that Crom is holding?
Oh, he's holding that one. Excuse me. I thought there was another one that disappeared. Well then. You know what? Let's go instead. I think I have enough movement to go here. And I will attempt to use my Thorn Whip spell one more time correctly as I make a spell attack against this hoppity fucker.
All right, go ahead and roll an attack for me.
That will be a soft 20 to hit.
Soft 20 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
All right. So as I twirl my spear in my hand, a magical thorn whip emerges, wraps around the little squishy bugger, and deals 6 points of piercing damage.
6 points of piercing. As this frog just kind of leaps across, it sees these thorns coming at it and just turns and gets hit, and it is no more. This is going to then bring us to the frog's turn. This one is going to leap over here as it just hop, hop, hop. Fess, the one that you've attacked, is looking up at you and just... And Crom, the one that you're holding on, just looks at you.
Do not even attack, squishy thing.
As the Gauntlet is also meant to be an informative look into how everything in the Monster Manual performs in combat, a frog has no effective attack. Fess, how would you like to attack this attackless creature?
I'm going to put it out of its sad misery and
I just like
stab
to
at
point
it
out that
righteously.
I have not gone yet.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
sorry.
Vom.
Vom, how
We
would you...
can't forget about
Do
Vom.
you want to do anything?
Do you want to righteously kill a
As much
frog?
as I feel like I shouldn't. I'm going to go 5, 10, 50, 20. I'm going to go to... Hang on, can I go there? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yep. And I'm going to chuck my spear at this frog.
Go ahead and roll an attack for me.
19.
19 hits, roll damage.
4.
4. That's enough. As your spear just goes through the frog into the ground.
Grumsh is pleased.
All right. That is then going to bring us back to Fess.
I'll stab it righteously.
Yes. Is it righteous anymore?
Yes. I demand it be righteous.
This is your friendly reminder that all of these creatures are summons from the Gauntlet. They are magical beings that have no soul.
No animals were harmed in the making of the Gauntlet.
Does a 22 hit.
Yeah, 22 hits.
6 damage.
6 damage as that frog goes down.
I just kind of whack it out of the way with my rapier. Just.
And that is going to bring us to Crom.
Now, frogs is something Crom can fuck with. Crom would like to attempt to bite the head of the frog off.
Go ahead and roll an attack for me on advantage. You've got it grappled.
Your name Crom or Ozzy?
That is a 23.
Do you have a bite attack?
Nope.
Nope.
Are bites improvised weapons?
Well, here's the deal. Yeah, a frog also only has 1 health. So as you bite down on a frog sandwich, and you hear the doors of this room opening.
If you're going to keep eating frogs, we're going to have to call you Monsieur Crom.
Anything else in this room?
I'm going to go and retrieve my spear from the body of the frog that I have slain.
Okay. Moving us into the next room, you find yourselves in a cave with licks of fire coming out from the outer edges, as if a small river of molten lava runs under this cavern. And in the far distance, you see 2 giant fire beetles. And that is going to bring us to Fess at the top of the round.
Right, I can... How do I Yes. I will...
Also, while this is happening, I believe there were a couple questions in the chat as to the code word. The code word is loot, L-O-O-T, not loot, L-U-T-E. It is the that which you can plunder, not that which you play. And
Only if you have no imagination.
we will have this the ability to put the code word in the chat for the next for the next 3 rooms.
I will hold my rapier out and beckon these bugs forward.
Okay.
Come at me, bugs.
That will then bring us to Crom.
Crom would like to drop his great axe and pull out a javelin. And he'll move up next to Fess there. And... Yep. We'll toss a javelin at the closest fire beetle.
Okay, go ahead and roll an attack for me.
That's a soft 20.
A soft 20 does hit.
And that is 9 points of damage.
9 points
Yeah.
of damage as you hit the beetle with your javelin. The light glowing within it sparks for a second as it and disappears. Anything else from you, sir?
That will do it.
All right. That will then be the fire beetle. 10, 25. Is going to come up to you, Fess. Did you have a held action? I forget.
I did.
Yeah, go ahead and roll that attack.
Stabbing righteously with my rapier does a 23 hit.
Yes, it hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
That's going to be 10 righteous slashing damage. Or is it
10.
piercing? 10 piercing damage.
As you stab through the carapace of this large beetle, its fire goes out as well. Once again, since they didn't get a chance to do anything, biting. That's what they were able to do. That's all they could do.
Crom will retrieve his javelin and his great axe.
Okay. As the next room opens, you find yourselves back on the plains. And now, you find yourselves looking at 2 goats that are just chewing away at some of the tall grass. Looking up to see you, one lets out a as it looks a little angry. And I'm gonna guess that Fess, you're up first. Let me just double check this.
Is the goat faster than me? The deer were.
The nimble goats.
Why am I not able to find goat? I had it right here. No, the goats are not faster than you. The deer were. The goats are not.
As the shield of Kalimvor, my feet must be fast. 5, 10, 15, 20. I will go. I don't want to do that. Here.
Okay.
And semi-righteously stab at the goats.
Go ahead and roll an attack.
24.
24 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
7 damage.
7 points of damage as this
Righteous damage.
righteous damage. Well, in that case, it doesn't go down. No, the goat with 7 points of damage falls. Anything else from you?
I've done all of my things.
This is what we get for trying to make this one educational as well as combat.
We'll show you everything.
Crom.
Crumb will march forward. He doesn't quite have the range to get there. He's just going to stand in front of the goat and shout, "Show me what you've got, goat." And then,
Truly, this is what makes an adventurer.
Well, before it can show you what it has, Lontiel, you are up.
All right. I am enjoying this target practice, so I will move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet there, and chuck my spear at the goat.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an attack for me.
That will be a 7 to hit.
7 does not hit the goat.
All right. Get you next time.
It will indeed have the chance to show you what it's got as it rushes forward and attempts to butt into you with its well, that's a 3.
Just kind of nudges you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the
What
goat
the goat
is
has
able
got.
to ram enemies if it can. That's then going to bring us to Vom.
Right, I'm gonna jog up. I haven't had a chance to do much in the last couple of rooms, so I'm happy about this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm gonna yell, right, do you know what GOAT stands for? As I lob the spear. But it's only a 7.
7 does not hit.
I'm gonna say it anyway. Groomsh over all things.
You know what, friends? You are getting pretty close along. I think this is totally fair. In the far distance, what would be coming through in the same map, you now see 2 eagles flying through the sky. Eagles coming after goat. So with that, this eagle is going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and is actually going to attack you, Vom.
A, B, D,
Hey,
E,
hawks.
Sorry, Hawk.
A,
we already did the eagle.
It was really confusing for a second.
I'm doing great, you guys. How are you?
Fess's alphabetization skills are not great.
That's actually going to be a 17 to hit.
That does not hit.
Oh, dang.
I block its talons with my shield.
You
Well,
told us to make eternal characters, God.
and this one's going to come up here and is going to come at you, Lontiel.
Flanking.
16 to hit.
16's my armor class.
Alrighty. So that is going to be, would you look at that? I don't even roll. 1 point of slashing damage as this hawk comes flying through and just claws away at your face. Bringing us back to the top of the round with Fess.
Just because it seems like the better thing to do, I'll go right here. And stab at the goat with advantage. 17? No, 19.
Well, those both hit. Go ahead and roll damage on the goat.
6 damage.
6 points of damage is enough to drop the goat.
For the glory of Kellenfor.
Bringing us to Crom.
Okay, seeing the goat has been slain before me, I will turn towards the eagle flanking, and I will flank in turn.
Double flank. It's a flank chain.
Feet of flank. Sorry for that image. All right, here we go. That's a
Highbrow humor.
17 to hit.
17 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Feels like overkill. That is cocked. That is 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage as the hawk goes down. Lonteal, you are up.
I will spin around, and I'm going to attempt to snatch that pesky bird, attacking my orcish friend with my bite attack.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an attack for me.
That is another 7 to hit.
7 does not hit the hawk.
Too quick for me, apparently. That's my turn.
All right, that is going to then bring us to Vom.
Right, I'm going to spin around at this bird and I'm going to try and twat it out the air with my hammer.
All right, twat away.
Just tap gently at the
Oh, I twatted it pretty hard, I did. A 15.
A 15 does hit.
Excellent.
That's a solid twat.
That'll be 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
5 points of bludgeoning damage is enough to take the hawk down.
adults here in the Gauntlet we are.
Anything else that you're going to do in this room as the next gates open?
I'm going to stow my hammer and retrieve my spear.
Okay.
Barely breaking a sweat, I am.
I'm prepared to continue upon the journey that lays before us.
You now find yourselves in what appears to be a wizard's tower.
Wizards are not challenge rating 0.
No, they are not. Surprise!
TPK! Oh.
But you
we
see,
need-
scurrying around, a homunculus.
Oh.
Surely set here by no evil wizard to thwart our plans for glory and
Wh-
justice.
if that's truly how you feel, Fess, you're up first.
This is always how I feel. Steve. Oh. It's cocked. All the heck and back. Will 22 hit?
Yes, a 22 will hit.
Rolling so good tonight.
6 damage.
6 points of damage
We're
is enough
burning all of our glory.
to take it down.
One turn.
The door does not open.
Oh.
Crom, you are up.
Crumb is confused. That's not how this works. We kill the thing, the door opens. Crumb would like to walk towards the center of the room. And, just look around, take an assessment here.
All right, give me a perception check.
I'm not very good at it. That is a 9.
Okay. Crom, as you kind of go into the center of the room and look around, you see a work table off to the left, along with some potions on a table, and the table in the center. You don't really see anything else, and you certainly don't notice the other homunculus that scoots out from underneath the table and goes at your leg.
Oh, it was a trap.
It's a drop.
That's gonna be, but it's only. Oh wait, actually, you would have been surprised by this. So that's going to be,
Sneak attack.
17 to hit.
That'll hit.
That'll hit. Okay. It deals 1 point of piercing damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
All right, our first save.
All right.
Judge 0?
Ooh, that was a bad roll. I rolled a 5 with my 5 plus that. That's a 10 total.
Okay. You succeed.
Easy.
All right. That will then bring us to Lonteal.
Why are these little things always poking out and popping out of scary places? I'm going to move. See Lonteal. I drop and slither 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 25 feet there. And attempt to stab downward into the floor and pierce it with my dagger.
All right, go ahead and roll an attack.
That will be an 11 to hit.
An 11 does not hit.
What is going on? I keep getting in my head about all these creatures coming. I don't know what's coming. Pass my turn.
Vom.
Right, I'm going to look at it and I'm going to go, oh, what horrible little thing that is. I'm going to cast Sacred Flame.
Okay. Dexterity saving throw from it?
Yeah.
That'll be an 18.
Oh, little bastard
As
saves.
it just hops out of the way and just...
Got it.
All right.
Squeak, squeaker, squeak, squeaker.
That'll bring us back to the top of the round with Fess.
Well, I guess is the chair difficult terrain?
We'll save for the sake of this. No.
I'll kick the chair out of my way. I have enough to do it. And chairs and furniture is in my way. Does furniture count for the
No,
gauntlet?
you're good.
Not yet, anyway.
Just wait till the googly eyes come back.
Awakened chair.
Oh wait, no. I have flanking. I have flanking.
Yes.
17.
17 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
9 damage.
9 points of damage is enough to take the homunculus down.
Sneaky little sneaks.
Okay. Anything else in this room?
If only this were a true wizard tower.
I'd like to go over and take a quick look at this eye thing, it being similar to my holy symbol. That intrigues me.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a really quick investigation check.
I'd like to do the same to this desk over here.
That's quite good. Investigation.
Yeah.
18.
18. All right. As you approach, it appears to be a strange, arcane construction, but upon closer examination, you get closer to it, and it looks like it's just a big rubber ball that's been painted to look like something really fancy.
Oh.
I'd like to explore
in here.
this desk here.
All right. Give me an investigation check.
All right. That is an 11.
11. All right. Looking over, there seems to be a bunch of writings in the journal, and upon closer examination, you look at the journals, and it just seems to say, write important stuff, write important stuff, write important stuff, peas and carrots, peas and carrots, peas and carrots.
The prop
Doesn't seem to be
department
a
had
very
fun.
entertained wizard here.
The prop department's really had fun with the copy on this one.
With that, it is time for you to enter in to the next room. Ladies and gentlemen, you find yourselves in your first sanctuary.
Hey, we did it!
Praise be to Brooch.
I had one right.
Oh,
I didn't even use them all.
thank you, Kellenvor, for the rest. I
Um,
grow so weary of killing small sneaky sneaks and fast deer.
In the sanctuary, you see the chest in the center of the room. It appears to still be locked. 3 soul shards surrounding it, and 4 beds where you may now take a short rest if you would like.
I could probably use the short rest.
You can't hurt, right?
Yeah, I would like to take a short.
Okay.
I'm going to roll, just lay in the bed and take a quick shut eye and get some sweet health back. I roll exceptionally well. I feel wonderful.
As this is happening, ladies and gentlemen, we've been streaming for an hour and 53 minutes. And we are aiming for the Gauntlet to go from 5 to 7, typically. So I believe that is where we are going to call our first episode of the Gauntlet. You have made it halfway through challenge rating 0. You each receive 350 experience points
Marvelous.
Lovely.
from everything that you have slain. For the audience, as they have slain all this, they will eventually, or as they have slain creatures, the party will share a group experience pool, at least as far as defeating creatures go. They will be able to level up here in sanctuaries. I would also like to point out that this sanctuary is thanks to you, our followers. So this was unlocked for our players, not having to get all the way to the end of the current challenge rating because we have 25 followers. The next unlock, which will unlock the chest in the middle of this room, will come once we have 50 followers. So if you're watching and you haven't followed the Adventures Pack channel, please do so now. And help us to unlock the chest in this room. Players, you have gone the first round of the Gauntlet. How does it feel?
Well, Scott feels pretty damn good.
Crum is quite pleased with himself.
I feel righteous.
Grooms.
I feel like I got to flex my muscles a little bit, but I still got that little taste of battle that I've been desiring all day.
I got a little taste of frog.
I am prepared. I am prepared for the things that await us further.
Yeah, no, so you did a very excellent job of slogging through all of those challenge rating zeros. Remember, it's easy now. It's only going to get harder. Much harder.
We need your support, guys, to help us out here.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so yeah, we are
This
going to...
goes all the way to Tarask.
We are definitely going to need the help from all of our followers in this. So here we go. On the subject of our followers, I would like to go ahead and announce the winner of our giveaway. So the winner of our giveaway is Zagmeister 3.
Hey,
Hey, Zach!
Zagmeister, we will... oh gosh, we have to figure out how to get in touch with people. We will...
That one I know how to get in touch with, but for the future, we will need to...
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we will reach out to you and get the information so that you can get this character chronicle sent off to you. For those of you who didn't win, please go ahead and check out Lachlan's Loot Library. Their Kickstarter is live right now, where you can get these wonderful pieces of well-made gaming accessories.
Just so cool.
Yeah, I gotta say, guys, these things are super cool. I don't want to advertise too much, but it's a great gift for your DM. It's a great thing to have for yourself. These are very, very high quality, very well made character things. Almost anybody would be happy to have them at the table.
They're
So,
really pretty.
yeah, very cool. We'll make sure a link also gets put in the chat because I know Lachlan's Loot Library is harder to spell than it is to pronounce. So
Yes, there will be links in the chat. You can find them on Facebook. There will be links on our Facebook, the Adventures Pack, as well as our Instagram, Twitter, all of those socials. If you're not already following us, please do. We're on all of those socials. We have our YouTube channel, The Adventures Pack, where you can find out more information about the creatures that we've been fighting in our show, The Bestiary. In addition, we have live painting with myself every Monday and on YouTube. But in addition, we have live painting here on Twitch every Saturday. That is a session where I sit down, I learn new techniques, I explore the techniques that I know in painting. I know we don't get a huge chance to chat with everyone in the chat room here, but the painting party or painting in place is a lot more of a smaller environment, and there can be a lot more one-on-one. So if you want to hang out and paint, tune in on Twitch on Saturday at 1 p.m. Pacific time. I would like to thank everyone for tuning in for our first ever episode of The Gauntlet, and
Thank you so much for watching.
We will be continuing next week, where I believe Vom will be changing out from our top seed to introduce the 5th character. So there will always be 4 players, but we have a 5th character to cycle through. So we will be losing Vom, and we will be gaining someone new. Tune in next week to see who that is. Thank you all for joining, and as always, we'll see you next time. Bye, all.
thanks, everybody.
Bye!
Wait, keep saying that stuff, guys. I gotta figure out how to switch this. Bye. Bye.
Figure out how to hang up.
Go on.